Good morning, this is the A401 research project. I am Lieutenant Commander Adam Coombs, United States Navy. This research project is in conjunction with the Supply Chain Management Capstone project with the University of Kansas. Topic is the cost savings to the Department of Defense through battery cell replacement. We use the 5D process of define, discover, diagnose, design, and then deliver. So for step one was to define our problem statement, and we decided on what is the overall cost benefit to the Department of Defense with transitioning from the current rechargeable BB2590 battery and non-rechargeable BB5590 battery to a replacement cell alternative. There were other implicit benefits with switching to battery cell replacement. For the focus of this research project, we decided on putting a dollar number on it and focusing on the overall cost benefit. Executive summary just talks about DLA established the battery network in 2008 and funded it in 2010 to determine the cost-effective ways to improve battery technology systems for cost savings, and that's what this research focused on. Step two is the discover phase, which was the longest phase of our research project. It shows how the user inputs feed into the battery network at DLA and how that goes out to manufacturers and academia to come up with problem-solving solutions. Also on the top right is the major stakeholders for this project, which is essentially all DoD customers, especially the armed forces. The Army is the largest customer for these batteries, followed closely by the Navy and the Air Force, but those are all the major stakeholders. In the discover phase, once again, found the spike in lithium battery technology use. 2018 was a tipping point for this, and it continues to grow, and we anticipate the cost savings will grow as well. You can see a 125% increase in the units sold from 2017 to 2018, and the average price is trending up as well as demand increases. And that's just a $20 million increase in the procurement sales of batteries. Once again, 2018 was that tipping point. We focused on two major contractors, Saft America and Brintronics, for the non-rechargeable and rechargeable batteries, as we had the largest amount of data points from these two companies. There are a couple others that make it, but these were the two that we focused on. This was one of the products we focused on, the BB5590. This is the most widely used lithium battery in the Department of Defense for radios, encryption sets, surveillance systems, mostly used by the Army. And sales of almost $18 million in 2018. BB2590, this is the rechargeable lithium ion. The Navy uses this quite a bit for surveillance and sensors. It's just the DLA requisition process. We use the requisition process to determine transportation cost, starting at the DLA facility, starting at the manufacturer, and then working its way to two different locations in Germany and Kuwait. It's the data points we collected as the largest, most widely used transportation hub for these batteries. This just goes over the requisition process from the customer, DLA receiving the material receipt, all the way to the end item. These key metrics, the main thing I want to focus on is the weight. You can see using cell replacement, it's going to be significantly less weight and space during shipping. And then the procurement costs, we have the cost that DLA has to procure it, and then the cost that they sell it to DoD components. So for our hypothesis, our original hypothesis was that if the DoD had the option to use replaceable cells instead of using the full battery, it would save this DoD over $600,000 a year. And we had different problem sets and different issues, including the weight, reduced capacity, Other implicit benefits besides cost, but we really focus on the cost for this. Step 4 in the design phase, after we went through all the computations that we use, we found out that it actually increased the cost savings to the DoD by almost $4 million once we take into account procurement and transportation costs. And this is just a snapshot of the current model they used and using the cell replacement model. So in conclusion, our original hypothesis underestimated cost savings by almost $3.4 million. The economic order quantities changed from 3,000 of each battery to just over 5,000 for the 2590 and 3,800 for the BB 5590, which essentially says they need to order more when they order them. Cost savings to the DoD, we used a 50% battery cell replacement usage, were 22.5% per year, or approximately $4 million. Once again, the other implicit benefits were greater warfighter readiness, that the batteries would be quicker delivery for the cells than having to ship a whole entire battery, and the lower disposal costs are going to feed into better environmental cautions as well. And these are the sources that we used, some periodicals from DLA and some PowerPoint documents that DLA provided, as well as website data from the national stock numbers.